Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, so today we're embarking on what I think is a pretty cool mission.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
We're going to try and build like a definitive inventory of Tamiya's entire monster vehicle history.
Ah, okay. That's ambitious.
It is.
Yeah.
Because it's much broader than just the big trucks most people think of, right?
Yeah.
We're talking Jeeps, buggies, even, well, we'll get to the stranger stuff later.
Absolutely. And it's interesting right off the bat how Tamiya even defines a monster vehicle. It's pretty inclusive, actually.
Oh, so?
Well, basically, it's any RC model with those oversized tires, a higher stance, and it's really designed more for all-terrain fun and, like, character rather than just pure racing speed.
Gotcha. So less about lap times, more about personality and capability.
Exactly. And the real mission here, I think, is to trace the sort of platform DNA, see how the mechanics evolved under all those different colorful bodies.
Okay, let's unpack that then.
Yeah.
Because the core strategy for Tamiya, it seems, was this really intelligent adaptation, taking a chassis that worked, something successful, and then tweaking it, adapting it pretty quickly to create a totally new kind of driving experience.
That's the key. And right back at the beginning, we're talking the early 80s here, Tamiya basically laid down these two, completely opposite pillars for their design philosophy.
Two pillars.
Yeah, and they've kind of stuck around ever since. One was all about pure, almost cartoonish, stunt-focused fun. The other was just uncompromising mechanical realism. Very different approaches.
Okay, pillar one then. The Stunt King. That has to be the Wild Willie M38 from '82, right?
Yep, that's the one. It basically established the whole genre of RC cars built pretty much just to do wheelies.
All about pulling wheelies.
Totally. Speed wasn't the point. It had this short wheelbase chassis, the SWB, and that fantastic detailed Willys M38 Jeep body. Great cartoonish look. And of course, the essential Wild Willie driver figure.
He's famous. But wasn't it, notoriously tippy?
Oh, incredibly unstable. Prone to flipping over constantly, which, ironically was probably half the fun for a lot of people.
Right, the chaos factor.
Exactly. They did eventually release a more stable, long wheelbase version, the LWB, in 1985. And it's worth noting, too, the Willys Wheeler from '83 used the same basic mechanics, so that adaptation thing started immediately.
Okay, so that's a fun, wheelie-popping pillar. What about the opposite? The complex realism side.
Ah, that brings us to pillar 2, the scale masterpiece. The Toyota 4x4 pickup bruiser, 1985.
The Bruiser. Now that was a serious kit.
Oh, it was a statement piece, a huge commitment to realism. I mean, it was an astonishingly accurate 110 scale replica of the Toyota Hilux RN36 pickup.
And the chassis wasn't like a typical monster truck, was it?
No, not at all. It was based on their 3-speed platform, really heavy-duty stuff, built on a proper metal ladder frame.
You mentioned 3-speed. Did people actually, use the gears, or was it more about just having them?
Oh, it was definitely part of the whole experience. That functional transmission, it let you shift between 4-wheel drive, usually low gear for climbing, and 2-wheel drive in the higher gears for a bit more speed. And you add the solid axles, the metal leaf springs. Its complexity really cemented Tamiya's reputation for that deep, almost cerebral kind of enjoyment. Right. It was about the build process, the mechanics, the realism, not just bashing around.
So 2 very different starting points. Let's move into what you call the golden age, bringing monster trucks to the masses. Starting with the ORV family.
Yeah, the ORV chassis family. This is where Tamiya really struck gold with adaptation. The chassis itself came from the frog racing buggy.
Right, borrowing from their racing wine. Smart.
Very smart. And that buggy DNA gave us the Blackfoot in 1986. Now, this is arguably the model that truly popularized RC and monster trucking for, everyone.
The Blackfoot, iconic.
Totally. It used that durable ABS plastic space frame, the ORV off-road vehicle chassis, molded in that distinctive bright red plastic, slapped on some big 123mm tires, and topped it with that classic licensed Ford F-150 flare-side hardbody.
It was just the accessible, tough, good-looking truck.
Exactly. The workhorse. But then, almost immediately after, still using that same reliable red ORV chassis, they dropped the Monster Beetle, late '86.
The Beetle, same chassis, different vibe entirely.
Correct. If the Blackfoot was the workhorse, the Monster Beetle was the style king. It took that legendary Volkswagen Beetle hard body originally from the Sand Scorcher kit and just monsterized it.
And it had some upgrades too, didn't it?
It did. To make it a bit different mechanically, Tamiya gave it those yellow CVA oil-filled shocks, constant volume adjustable, and flashy gold-plated wheels. really looked the part.
And that ORE platform was so successful, it kept going.
Oh, yeah. It spawned a whole Blackfoot dynasty. You had the Super Blackfoot in 92, then the King Blackfoot in 97, all tracing back to that original ORV design.
Okay, so while they're turning buggies into popular trucks, they're also perfecting the pure stunt vehicle idea, but with a different chassis family, the CW01.
Exactly. The CW01 family, or comical wheeler, this platform was laser-focused, maximum wheelie performance, pure and simple.
And this is where the absolute legend comes in. The Lunchbox. 1987.
The Lunchbox, yes. It basically took that fun factor from the Wild Willie, but made it simpler, more durable, and maybe even better at wheelies.
How did the chassis differ?
The CW01 is just a really simple bathtub-style frame, solid rear axle, the whole geometry, the weight balance. It's specifically designed to just hike that front end up instantly when you hit the throttle.
And then they put that wonderfully goofy, boxy Dodge van body on top of enormous Chevron tread tires.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Seeing a Lunchbox on those huge tires. It's like Tamiya saying, look, RC doesn't always have to be serious scale realism. Sometimes it just needs to wheelie.
Couldn't agree more. And it had a partner in crime.
It did. Its twin, the Midnight Pumpkin, released the same year. Very clever marketing.
Same mechanics.
Identical CW01 chassis, solid axle, same instant wheelie action. The difference was purely aesthetic. Instead of the van, you got this highly detailed 1950s Ford F100 pickup body and those signature flame decals designed by the famous Takuya Yura.
Right, the flames. Classic. So, okay, the ORV and CW01 brought 2WD, fun truck fun, and stunt fun to the masses.
Yeah.
But for the really high-performance stuff, the next level, they needed something totally new.
Mm-hmm. And that's what brings us into the big leagues, 1987 again, the Clodbuster. This thing just redefined RC monster trucks.
It was a beast. What made it so revolutionary?
It was just a quantum leap in scale and complexity. It basically created the high-performance, solid-axle monster truck category as we know it. It had that groundbreaking 4x4x4 setup.
4x4x4, so four-wheel drive and four-wheel steering.
Exactly. Full 4WD and 4WS. And the power, the torque, was immense thanks to its dual motor design, with a motor mounted directly on each axle. That's the MOA, motor on axle design.
All wrapped in a big ABS tub chassis with a licensed Chevy fleet-side body.
Yep. The Clodbuster was so influential, its basic design is still relevant today. It sparked this huge aftermarket industry just for people trying to improve the steering or suspension.
And the original kit stayed around for ages before they updated it, right?
For years. The first major factory revision wasn't until 2004 with the Super Clodbuster. That mainly just added a modern ESC, an electronic speed control, instead of the old mechanical one, and some cosmetic tweaks.
And the Clod wasn't alone on that chassis for long.
Nope. Its mechanical sibling, the Bullhead, showed up in 1990. Mechanically identical 4x4x4 MOA, same Clodbuster chassis.
Just a different body.
Exactly. Tamiya swapped the Chevy pickup body for this custom, really stylized semi-tractor truck shell, kind of inspired by the big rig monster trucks you saw at exhibitions. And they molded the chassis parts in red and yellow plastic with extra chrome bits. Looked pretty wild.
Okay, so the Clodbuster platform was dominant.
Yeah.
But as the 90s were ending, Tamiya tried to modernize the high-end monster truck concept again, didn't they? With the Juggernaut in 99.
They did. It was ambitious. It moved away from MOA to a centralized twin-motor transmission, had a nice aluminum frame, detailed Ford F350 body. But it quickly became famous for the wrong reasons.
Yes, the gearbox issues.
That's right. The ambition was definitely there, but that complex central gearbox design just couldn't handle the torque from the twin motors. Gears were stripping left and right.
Not ideal.
Not ideal at all. Tamiya had to react fast. They admitted the flaw and rushed out a fix. The Juggernaut 2 came out just a year later, in 2000. It had completely redesigned, reinforced gearboxes. They even marked them with 2000 molded right into the plastic casing, so you knew you had the updated version.
So the Juggernaut 2 fixed the problems, but was it the true successor people wanted? Or did that come later?
Well, Juggernaut 2 made it work, but the real technological successor, the one that set a new standard for modern monster truck handling, was probably the TXT1. That stands for Tamiya Extreme Truck. Came out in 2001.
TXT1. What made that one special?
It was just a much more refined, high-performance design. It used this really rigid 6mm thick aluminum twin vertical plate chassis, very strong. And the key feature was its sophisticated cantilever suspension system with long travel oil shocks. Gave it much better articulation and handling than the Clod-based trucks. It was the definitive, modern, solid-axle 4WD performer from Tamiya for a long time.
Interesting. So while they're pushing the high-end tech with the TXT1, What's happening back in the pure fun category? The Wild Willy spirit.
Ah, that saw a huge rebirth around the year 2000 with the Wild Willy 2.
Really returns.
He does. But this was a complete reimagining. It wasn't based on the old chassis. It used the new WRO2 chassis.
WRO2, what was that like?
Incredibly durable and very much focused on wheelies, just like the original Willy and the CW01. It became Tamiya's new go-to platform for 2WD stunt fun. The Wild Willy 2 itself had a restyled body, kind of resembling the Ford M151 MUTT military vehicle. It just proved that core concept of simple wheelie-popping fun never really went away.
Okay, so that brings us more into the modern era. It seems like Tamiya started combining ideas, right? Like wheelie fun and 4WD capability.
Exactly. They doubled down on novelty and capability. The GF01 and later the GF02 platforms are key here. They essentially married the wheelie antics like the WRO2 or CW01, but with the superior traction of four-wheel drive.
So they figured out the magic wasn't just 2WD stunts or 4WD realism, but maybe 4WD stunts.
That seems to be the conceptual shift, yeah. The GF01 platform is this compact, gear-driven 4WD system, and it gave us some really non-traditional, fun vehicles. Like, remember the heavy dump truck? That was GF01?
Yeah, the bright yellow one.
Exactly. And then you had things like the Monster Beetle Trail. That was on the GF01TR variant. The TR meant it had portal axles.
Portal axles, like on hardcore crawlers.
Yep. Gave it massive ground clearance. It really created this cool monster buggy feel, taking the Beetle concept somewhere new again.
And the GF01 also spawned that whole comical series, didn't it?
It did. The GF's Arai 1CB chassis. CB for comical buggy, I think. These are brilliant vehicles like the comical Hotshot, comical Levante. They took classic Tamiya buggy designs and gave them these delightfully squashed, cartoonish chibi bodies on top of the 4WD wheelie chassis, proving again that fun aesthetics often win out over strict-scale realism for Tamiya.
That makes sense. And they brought back the van idea, too.
They did, on the slightly longer wheelbase GF02 platform. That gave us the squash van, so the monster van concept got a 4W update.
But then Tamiya went even further off the map, didn't they? With 6 wheels.
Yes, the G601 Revolution. This, I think, shows Tamiya's modern mechanical ingenuity at its peak. I mean, the sheer audacity of designing and marketing a gear-driven 6-wheel drive RC chassis.
It's real drive. That's just engineering for maximum fun, isn't it?
Pretty much. It's incredibly capable, too. They claim it can handle, like, 40-degree inclines. We first saw this chassis under the Konghead 6x6, which had that custom semi-truck-inspired body.
Konghead. Great name.
Isn't it? And then, just like with the GF01, they did a portal axle variant, the G601TR. That gave us the even more capable Dynahead 6x6.
More ground clearance, more traction.
Yeah.
But the most memorable, G6011.
Yeah.
It has to be the bus, right?
Oh, absolutely. We simply cannot talk about this era without mentioning the King Yellow 6x6. It's Tamiya's only monster bus.
Monster school bus.
Exactly. Pairing that incredibly capable 6WD chassis with this whimsical yet still quite detailed classic American school bus body. It just perfectly sums up Tamiya's modern focus on unexpected character combined with clever engineering.
Okay, amazing journey. Now, just to make sure our inventory is complete, are there any other major platforms or one-offs we should briefly touch on? The sort of catch-alls.
Good point. We should probably mention the Mad Bull.
Right.
That used the rugged old DT01 buggy chassis, but with bigger tires. Kind of a simple monster buggy.
Okay.
And then there was the Blitzer Beetle. Similar idea, using the dedicated 2WD Blitzer Stadium Truck chassis, but with the Beetle body again. Sort of a cousin to the Monster Beetle, but on a different platform.
Right. And didn't they shrink things down, too?
They did. Tamiya even scaled the fun down to a smaller size with the SW01 chassis. It's this miniaturized, almost palm-sized platform. It gave us the adorable Lunchbox Mini and the equally fun Mud Mad truck, proving that the core Tamiya idea, simple fun, great character, works at pretty much any scale.
So wrapping this huge inventory up, what's the big takeaway? What's the legacy here?
Well, I think it's fascinating how these two threads have persisted. You've got the enduring appeal of models like the Clodbuster, the Tinkerer's Dream, the platform that almost demands you upgrade and modify it.
Right, the complex side.
Exactly, and that exists perfectly happily alongside the simple, durable, instant joy you get from the CWR1 Lunchbox or the WRO2 Wild Willy 2, the pure stunt families.
So they cater to both ends of the spectrum.
Precisely. And I think it shows how Tamiya has survived and thrived in the RC market. It's not by constantly chasing the absolute fastest speeds or the most cutting-edge race tech. It's by prioritizing novel driving experiences, mechanical ingenuity like that crazy 6x6 platform, and focusing on the character of the models and the enjoyment of the build itself.
That makes a lot of sense. The fact that a monster bus like the King Yellow can be a successful product says a lot.
It really does. It suggests that Tamiya's future, or at least a big part of it, lies in continuing to pair highly capable, maybe slightly unusual engineering with maximum personality.
Yeah.
The market seems to reward their commitment to what you might call fun complexity.
Absolutely. So if Tamiya's specialty is taking platforms, sometimes established ones, sometimes new ones, and making them do unexpected fun things, it leaves you wondering, doesn't it?
Wondering what?
What beloved or maybe even mundane non-traditional vehicle will be the next machine that Tamiya decides needs 6 wheels, portal axles, and the ability to pop wheelies?
Yeah. A monster ambulance. A 6-wheeled pizza delivery truck.
Who knows? But that's maybe the question we should leave everyone thinking about. What's the next brilliantly weird Tamiya monster? Thanks for diving deep into this with us today.